Hey, my lovely goal-getters. Welcome to the Moms Making Money Show. I'm your host, Amie Pederson, business mentor and confidence coach for the emerging boss mom. It's my mission to help amazing women just like you up-level yourself and your business because you are meant for more than wiping boogers and folding laundry. I'm also a wife, mother, urban farmer, influencer, green juice enthusiast, and an unapologetic lover of cowboy boots. I can't wait to help you grow your business by sharing my tips, tricks, proven business strategy, experience, and incredible guests. Hang on tight and enjoy the show. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends and educational partners over at Podia. That's Podia.com. And the cool thing about Podia is that they are a super user-friendly platform that is basically all in one. It takes care of your email marketing, whether you are setting up an automation or you are sending out a one-time newsletter. They take care of hosting a membership site, so you don't have to use social media to host your memberships. They also take care of your digital downloads. So this works perfect for opt-ins and freebies and helping you grow your business and drive your traffic that way. They also take care of hosting your courses, where you can put in all of your courses and give access. You can actually also collect payment through Podia. It's amazing. It's so all-in-one, and it's so easy to use, and it's so intuitive. The best part is they have amazing customer support. Hands down, some of the best customer support I have ever experienced. And I've tried a lot of things out there. The great thing that they've done for us is, even though they already have a stellar, super low, affordable, like no-brainer price, their pricing is actually much lower for their highest level. They have two different levels, mover and shaker. That's still more affordable every month than some of these other guys' most affordable programs. So, and you get a lot more stuff. You get the email, you get all of the hosting, you get everything. They also have little templates in there that you can use if you're setting up a basic sales page, and they just make it so easy. They make the flow so easy, and they've given us a discount. So all of the listeners of today's show, not only are you going to get their already low pricing, but they've also agreed to give you an additional 15% off for life. So regardless of which program that you decide to go with, whether it's the mover or the shaker, you'll get that 15% off. Even if you bounce in between the two, you'll still get that 15% off forever. They also have an introduction where if you use the same code, you can also hop in, take a look around, get your free trial, no credit card required, see if you love it, and I'm sure you will. And then when you do decide, yep, I love it, which might be the same day, you can go ahead and get started with your discount, that lifetime discount of 15%, and get creating and get your sales and all of your automation started. So I hope that you enjoy Podia as much as I do. Happy creating! Hey everybody, welcome to the Moms Making Money Show. I'm your host, Amie Pederson, business mentor and confidence coach for new and emerging female entrepreneurs. I want you guys to buckle your seatbelts because I have somebody extra fun and amazing on the show today. I have the lovely Kelly Roach. She is a business growth strategist. And let's just face it, all of us in business, we want to grow this baby. And she's going to give us some really good feedback and tips and pointers on how to do that. But she's also going to keep it real with us with the true nature of the show. She's going to tell us a little bit about her journey and the different things that she overcame to become a successful female entrepreneur herself. So without any further ado, Kelly, please take it away and tell us a little bit about how you got started in this journey of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Amie. So I started off my professional career working for a Fortune 500. I fell into sales. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, but I fell into sales, and I quickly realized that pretty much any no in life could be turned to a yes if you learned, how to understand what someone else's needs were and how to help them get what they wanted. And so I fell in love with selling. I fell in love with teaching people sales. And as a result of that, I was promoted 7 times in 8 years. And I went from being a producer to managing a team of 100 people. I had 17 locations around the US. And we were able across that team to break every record in the company's history for sales, profitability, rapid growth, income growth for the staff, promotions internally, and expansion of the team. Wow. And it was an extraordinary experience because it's really what taught me the timeless strategies that I now teach entrepreneurs. I like to say I bring together the timeless billion-dollar corporate strategies and I marry them with the hot online strategies of today so that people can have a sustainable business that capitalizes on the unique opportunity, that we're all in the midst of right now. But so, I climbed my way up the corporate ladder. I really, went very far, very fast in my 20s. And I got to a point where I was kind of looking around and saying, okay, I could keep at this. I could get promoted a bunch more times. I could probably make it to the CEO level if I wanted. But the bottom line was I had no time. I had no freedom. I had no ability to take time to care for myself. I was traveling all over the place. And the quality of life factor just wasn't there. And I knew that not only was that never going to be there in that setting, but it was actually going to continue to get worse the more that I got promoted. And so, I looked around and I said, you know what? I have a feeling no one's going to create this for me. If I want to bring together both my financial capabilities and earning power that I want to achieve and have freedom, it's going to have to be me that creates it. And so I always say I never woke up one morning and said, I really want to be an entrepreneur. It was more so out of necessity because I just realized that it was the only way to create the life that I wanted to live.
Right. Absolutely. And I feel like I can relate to that a little bit. I was working in the corporate setting for a long time. And when you get in there, when it's like your first day or your first year, all you want to do is climb that corporate ladder. Like that's your goal. And you like almost manifest those next steps, those next levels, the promotions and all the things. And you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And I feel like part of that is, that's how society has trained us to be, that we get into a good job and we stay there and we work our way up. And that's what defines success for so many people. But anybody who's like you and I, and they have that little twinge that pulls them towards, I like to call it the F word, freedom, that it's almost like, okay, how long can I do this for? Because you're absolutely right. When you're in those upper level positions, you can never really turn off. Even when you're on vacation, you've got your laptop out, you've got your cell phone there, you're waiting for, your boss to call or, check in on this meeting and how did the meeting go? And you can't really ever just let it go.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And so, for me, it was really looking at the family life that I wanted to have, what I wanted my health to be, what I wanted, the rest of my years on the planet to look like. And so, I took the thing that I was so in love with, which was making other people successful and helping people achieve their goals and coaching them to success. And I said, how can I, take this show on the road? And so I said, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to, start teaching this stuff to business owners because most small business owners didn't come from that background of sales and marketing and have that experience of, managing 100 people the way that I did. And it's been an extraordinary experience helping people to achieve high 6 and 7 and even multi-7 figure success, with these strategies.
Yeah. And that's huge because I think that's the biggest thing that people, at least the people who I've spoken with, that they struggle with and that they have fear around in starting a business is selling and marketing and ultimately selling and marketing themselves.
Yes, 100%. I see this every single day. And I think that's, the really hard part for people is they get in business because there's like this thing that they love, that they're excited about doing, and they want to help people and they want to bring their gift to the world. And all of that is awesome. But then you get into it and you realize, oh my gosh, 90% of the gig is selling and marketing. you know? And so it's tough because, if you don't have a background in that, it's really like learning a whole nother language. And for most people, it is like really uncomfortable and it's a tough transition, but I think the thing that I've seen with my clients and that I try to focus on really helping people to understand is that when you are truly an expert at what you do and when you have this amazing value to bring to the world, when you're selling, all you're doing is really serving the other person and helping them to see how they can get exactly what they already told you that they want.
Agree.
And that's really all that it is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you were leaving this amazing career, what came up for you? Were there fears? Did you have anybody like from the outside, like breathing down your neck about, oh my gosh, you have such a good job. Why would you ever leave?
Yeah, definitely. Well, for me, I started my business on the side. So I did my business as a side hustle my first couple of years and took my business almost to $1 million business before I transitioned out. Nice. And, that was just my kind of personal preference and my style and the way I wanted to do things. And everybody has to kind of figure out what that looks like for them. But even with that, people were completely like, why are you doing this? Like, you have a good thing going on. They're like, why would you mess with that? And I'm like, yeah, because, I want to be happy. That's why,
Yeah. And so I know that you are super confident and I love that about you. Did you have any self-doubts or fears that ever crept in like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Absolutely. Still even today, heck, we invested yesterday in a $16,000, marketing contract. And, and a week ago, I signed up for a $60,000 coaching program this year for coaching for myself. Cause of course I want to keep growing. And I still have those fears. I still am like sweating and I'm up at night and like, oh my God, I hope I am doing the right thing. Even years later, I've been in business since 2012. So I think at every level you experience that. I certainly experienced that in the beginning, going from feeling like I was so masterful at what I was doing to like starting over with nothing and having to go out there and like promote yourself and not even have a name of a company behind you. That's scary stuff. Right? I think it's very natural to feel completely vulnerable, completely overwhelmed, insecure. I would be really shocked to find anyone that didn't feel that way. I know I definitely did.
Yeah. And even like, I always talk to people about like, belief and confidence. And I think that you and I have discussed this before as well. It's like a muscle. You have to keep working it. Just like if you want to have six-pack abs or whatever, you have to keep working those in the gym. So your belief muscle, your confidence muscle, you have to keep working on that. And that comes through self-talk mostly, in my opinion, and really, really working on that. Because sometimes, you could just be like on this super high vibe and then bam, all of a sudden something will hit you and that self-doubt will creep in. But it's how you respond to, how you respond to that yourself, right?
Yeah, you constantly have to, keep in mind that you were given this calling to serve people and to help them and to make a difference. And if you don't sell yourself, you're never going to be able to give that gift to anyone, right? Like you can't help anyone else if you're not helping yourself. And I think that's like such a key thing to remember,
Yes, I fully, fully agree with that. I want to kind of open up the conversation now to talk about your business. I know that you have such a strong skill set and are like a master at helping people grow their teams. And by growing their teams, I don't necessarily mean you have to be part of like a network marketing company to have a team. Do you want to kind of dive into that a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm so passionate about the topic, that I wrote my last book. It's called Bigger Than You, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Building an Unstoppable Team. And really the reason why I got so passionate about this is through helping my own clients grow, I recognized that if they weren't working on building and growing their team every step along the way as their business grew, that ultimately they just burn out, they're exhausted, they're stressed, they don't get to enjoy the benefit or the value of any of the growth that they've accomplished because they're trying to be the business instead of being the CEO that's growing the business. Right. And so, I think the big thing is, it takes a village to build and run a successful business. It takes a village. And so, the only way that you're going to create a sustainable entity that runs like a well-oiled machine is if you have people that are better, faster, smarter, that are, engaged in helping you move forward that mission and that vision. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that it's funny because sometimes I feel like, and I did this myself, that when you hire that first team member, whether it's a virtual assistant or a personal assistant, or heck, even in my case, a babysitter, it's scary. It's like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Should I do this? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, what a relief. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. The relief is unbelievable. And, I know for me, every time we add a person to the team or every time we have someone that, we bring on, the return on investment is unbelievable. The change to your quality of life is unbelievable.
Yes.
And, but the thing is most entrepreneurs and business owners don't want to hire people because they had a bad people experience, right? So either they hired someone and they didn't know how to manage them correctly, or it was the wrong person and they burnt them or whatever. Everybody's had those experiences, and there's no way that you can completely avoid going through that. It's just kind of par for the course, But I think the big thing to remember is, just like anything, there's a system and methodology for learning how to manage people effectively. And if you're willing to put the time and energy into really developing your skills as a leader, you're going to find that a lot of those issues that you thought were them, a lot of the issues that frustrated and stressed you out that you thought were the people, it was really your lack of leadership. It was really like you not understanding, what needed to be done. So I think it's very empowering when you realize that, because it allows you to make changes to get the result that you want.
Agree. And I remember coming from a corporate career where I managed several employees. One of the things that I had to make a conscious effort to do, because I was like, who am I kidding? I'm a total control freak. So it was hard for me to let go of tasks, even though, delegating is such a huge thing, but listening. To actually listen to what people were saying instead of like, yeah, I got it, whatever, and I'll just do it myself. I'll do it my way. Listening to their concerns, actually listening to their questions. And it was while I was getting my bachelor's degree, and I took a course, and that was one of the things they pointed out. And I challenged myself to actually consciously pay attention to, am I multitasking while somebody's talking to me? Like, is somebody talking to me while I'm typing or texting or shuffling papers or writing something down? Or am I actually being present and giving them my full attention and actually paying attention to what they have to say? And when I really started to notice that, I was like, oh my gosh, I am being a total jerk here. I'm not even listening to what they're saying. I'm hearing the words, but I'm totally ignoring them. And so I made a conscious effort to, when somebody talks to me, and I try to do that even with my children now, to stop what I'm doing, put down the pen, put down the phone, remove my hands from the keyboard, and just stop, look at them, and give them my, be present in the conversation.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And, that it's so funny. I mean, I just got done a coaching call right before we hopped on the line here. And one of my clients was asking me about, the results that she was getting from one of her team members and what to do about it and how to handle it. And it's so, so interesting because it's always a mirror. Everything's always a mirror, right? So what you're getting is a reflection of what you're giving. Right. And so when you're not getting what you want from the other person, most of the time you can tie it back to what you're giving to them. Right.
Yeah. I mean, and it can even be something as simple as you have this expectation that, Sally, your assistant, is going to build out your Pinterest, but you didn't give her clear direction on what exactly
Yes.
your expectations were.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. That's it.
I love this. I love this.
Mystery solved, Amie. Mystery
Right, right.
solved.
We've just solved everybody's problems.
There we go.
Tell us a little bit about what your coaching is about. Obviously, besides building teams and helping other people build their teams, tell us a little bit about what you do, about Kelly Roach International.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we run group coaching programs, masterminds. I do VIP days. I do, private consulting. I do work with individuals as well as organizations. And, really the goal is to find the fastest, most efficient path to help either a small business or an organization overall to achieve their revenue growth goals. And so a lot of it is obviously sales and marketing. And yes, team infrastructure is a huge part of that. But it's really about getting systems in place in the business for, things like social media marketing and podcasting and webinars and live streaming and all of those great things, but doing them in a way that actually yields results.
Right.
Because there's so many people and organizations that are going through the motions of checking all the boxes of things that they're supposed to be doing, but they're not actually getting any results from them. And so,
not
yeah.
good.
What'd you say?
That's not good.
Yes. And so, yeah, it's just helping people look at what's working and what's not and what changes need to be made to help them get to where they want to be. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, too, a lot of times, we always talk about working smarter, not harder. I feel like you talked about systems, like implementing the right systems, starting with like your automations, right? I feel like your automation system, whether it's, an all-in-one package like Podia, or you piece it together and have, like a CRM system and a sales page system, I feel like that's almost like your first virtual assistant, because once you get it set up and it's on autopilot, it continues to serve you.
For sure. For sure.
What do you think, in your opinion, is the most important system to have in place?
A system for marketing and sales. I mean, and those are really two different things, but they work together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, 95% of businesses still fail, and they fail because of cash flow issues, and they have cash flow issues because they have an ineffective sales and marketing system. So for sure, it's knowing what input you need to, do in order to get the output that you want to achieve. And then it's having a plan, around how you're going to make sure that no matter what, those things are happening to get the result and outcome that you're looking for.
Yes, I love that. I love that, because it really is that simple. And I think myself, especially in the beginning, I overthought all of this big time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody does. And I think, it just starts with, asking yourself, what is the most important, closest to the money, most profitable thing that I can do right now that's going to move the needle on getting me from where I am to where I want to be. Right. And then how do you build a system around that so that when you start getting a result from something, you do it over and over and over again so that you can continue to get the results that you want. Right.
Yes. I love that. Yes, absolutely. And then I am a recovering perfectionist. I'm working on not being, getting held back by trying to make everything like, super perfect. But that kind of brings in, if you can have a team member help you with some of those things, and then you just approve it, right? And then you're setting up these systems, but knowing that, whether it's a sales page or even anything in your marketing or graphics or whatever, that once you get them out there, you can test those and then just see like, okay, I can go back, and knowing that you can go back and make little shifts and tweaks and changes until it is, in that quote unquote perfect state.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I mean, I think the big thing just overall is just remembering that, done is better than perfect. And that if you're focused on perfect, you're missing out on opportunity. Right?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And it's so funny because so many of us, and I think it comes from probably a bit of employee mentality. We allow perfectionist, thoughts and mindset to almost be an excuse to not take the
Take
action.
action. Yes. 100%. 100%. That's right. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the bottom line is you have to keep your focus on moving forward and putting one foot in front of the other in getting you from where you are to where you want to be to achieve your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get off here, I wanted to kind of highlight that you are a published author.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You want to tell us a little bit about that? I would love to get your books into the hands of our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, both of my books are available on Amazon. And my first book is called Unstoppable: 9 Principles for Unlimited Success in Business and in Life. And it's all about helping people, walk through the systems that they need to put in place in their life and in their business to be able to both have freedom financially and in their life. And I am the perfect person to write this book because I feel like I did it the wrong way the first time around with my corporate career. And I did it absolutely the right way the second time around with my own small business. And I love my life. And I have the opportunity to run 2 different companies now and travel the world with my family and experience all the things that are supposed to come with entrepreneurial freedom because I really paid attention to those lessons that I learned in the corporate world and what I wanted and what I didn't want. And I made sure I built my business around those principles. So Unstoppable is a great book if you want to learn how to create freedom, but grow your income while you do it. And then my second book that I just released this fall is called Bigger Than You. And it's the Entrepreneur's Guide to Building an Unstoppable Team. And it really is the A to Z on how you can learn to be a leader, a manager, a coach, surround yourself with the right people, get them generating results for you, make it a profitable hire for your company, and just build something overall that is sustainable and is going to stand the test of time so that, again, you can focus on being the CEO of your business and, you can have a team that does the rest.
I love that. And I see here on your website that you have that available in audiobook, which I love.
Yes. I did an audiobook for Unstoppable. I have not done an audiobook yet for Bigger Than You. But at some point, I'm sure we will.
Okay. And what's the best place for everybody to pick up these books?
Yeah, definitely. You can get them on my website, kellyroachcoaching.com, or you can order them right off of Amazon, whichever is easier for you. And honestly, I would say for anyone listening that really wants to get up into, the high 6 and 7 figures, with their business, listen to the podcast, listen to Unstoppable Success Radio, because I show up, I bring my heart, I bring my everything every single week. And, so many clients that I work with today, that's how we started our relationship. And they decided to work with me because they were growing just from listening to the show.
Awesome. So yes, you guys can definitely reach out to Kelly and check out all of the things over at kellyroachcoaching.com. I encourage you to do so. Where can they find you? Where's the best place for them to follow you on social? What's your favorite platform?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have 2 different things that I love. So on Facebook, I'm hanging out in my private group. It's called the Tribe of Unstoppables. I go live and I do free trainings there every single week. It is awesome. It's a booming group of elite entrepreneurs that are all, really rapidly building their businesses. So that's a great place to come hang with me. Or if you're more of an Instagram guy or gal, I am frequently on Instagram as well. My handle is Kelly Roach 13.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. I really, really love talking about team building and what that really means for a business, as well as, really knowing that once you have the right systems in place that you can really make it happen.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. You really can make it happen. And just one foot in front of the other, one step at a time.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today. You guys, make sure you go over and give Kelly some love and some likes on and follow her over on Instagram and all the places. I'm going to hop over into your Tribe of Unstoppable group and keep the conversation going.
Look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, Amie.
All right. Talk soon.
Take care.